Would you welcome back the hand that once stabbed you in the back? Forgiveness is often seen as a virtue, a path to inner peace. But not all wounds should be healed, and not all betrayals deserve redemption. Some acts cut so deep that to forgive is not wisdom. It is self-betrayal. Think about it. When trust is shattered, when someone you held close shows you their true nature, do you owe them another chance? Or do you owe yourself the dignity of walking away? The Stoics taught that our peace is more valuable than the illusions we cling to. True strength isn't in tolerating the intolerable. It's in knowing when to close the door. In today's video, we'll explore 7 betrayals so severe that forgiving them could cost you more than you realize. These aren't just mistakes. They are violations of trust, respect, and fundamental principles that define a healthy relationship. Each one carries a lesson, not in bitterness, but in self-respect. Because sometimes the greatest act of wisdom is refusing to let someone harm you twice. Stay with me until the end, because the last one might just change how you see forgiveness forever. And if this message resonates with you, like, subscribe, and share. It might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. 1. Repeated lying trust is the bedrock of any meaningful relationship. A bond woven from honesty, respect, and consistency. It is what allows us to feel safe in another's presence, to be vulnerable without fear. But when lies enter the picture, that foundation starts to crack. At first, it might seem insignificant, small deceptions, white lies, tiny fractures in the structure. But deception is never just about the lie itself. It's about what it represents. A disregard for truth, for trust, for you. Imagine you're building a bridge, stone by stone. Each truth shared, each promise kept, strengthens the structure. Now imagine that someone begins to replace those stones with hollow imitations. You may not notice at first, but over time, the bridge weakens. One day, under the weight of your belief in its strength, it collapses. That is what repeated dishonesty does. It makes trust unsustainable. Take the story of Daniel. He once believed his girlfriend Sarah was his most honest confidant. The first lie was small. She said she was somewhere she wasn't. He brushed it off. Then came the excuses, the inconsistencies, the stories that didn't quite add up. One evening, a casual remark from a mutual friend exposed months of deception. In that moment, the pain Daniel felt wasn't just about the latest lie. It was the realization that the person he trusted had slowly unraveled the very fabric of their relationship. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Repeated lying isn't just a habit, it's a revelation of character. A person who deceives once may seek redemption. But a person who lies again and again, despite knowing the damage they cause, has chosen deception over integrity. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control others. We can only control our response. And sometimes, the most rational, self-respecting response is to walk away. To forgive a single lie may be an act of wisdom, but to excuse a pattern of dishonesty is to betray oneself. Love cannot grow where trust is constantly eroded. A relationship built on deception is a relationship destined to collapse. You deserve honesty, not uncertainty. Never hesitate to reevaluate a connection that forces you to live in doubt, because in the end, only truth can sustain love. 2. Physical or emotional abuse. A relationship should be a refuge, a place of trust, respect, and mutual growth. It is meant to strengthen, not break, to uplift, not tear down. But when abuse enters, whether physical or emotional, that foundation crumbles. Abuse is not a rough patch to endure or a problem to fix. It is a line that once crossed cannot be ignored. Forgiving abuse does not heal it. Tolerating it does not change it. The only path forward is to walk away. Imagine a flourishing garden, vibrant and full of life. Abuse is like a slow-acting poison poured into the soil, invisible at first, but lethal over time. The roots of trust begin to rot, the flowers of love wilt, and soon, what was once beautiful turns barren. No matter how much care you give the surface, the poison beneath will continue to spread, unless you remove yourself from the toxic ground. Consider Emma, who once believed in the love she shared with her partner. At first, his anger seemed like mere frustration. Then came the insults, disguised as jokes. The day he grabbed her arm in a moment of rage, leaving a bruise, she told herself it was a mistake. But it wasn't. The next time, it was worse. Emma kept forgiving, hoping for change, until she realized something crucial. Real love does not demand suffering. Not all abuse is physical. Emotional wounds often cut deeper, leaving no visible scars, but lasting damage. Think of Daniel, whose partner constantly belittled him. "You'll never be good enough," she'd say. At first he dismissed it, but over time, doubt crept in. He started questioning his worth, losing confidence, shrinking into himself. Emotional abuse is a slow erosion of the soul, a prison built from words, control, and manipulation. Stoicism teaches that our peace is sacred and that no one has the right to strip us of our dignity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Walking away from abuse is not weakness. It is strength in its purest form. It is choosing self-respect over fear, clarity over confusion, freedom over control. Leaving an abusive relationship may be one of the hardest choices you make, but it is also the most necessary. You cannot build a future on a foundation of suffering. Protect your heart, your body, and your mind. You deserve love that uplifts, not love that destroys. Step out of the storm, and you will find the light waiting on the other side. 3. Public humiliation. Love is meant to uplift, to empower, to be a source of strength. At its core, a relationship is built on mutual respect, a safe space where both individuals feel valued. But when the person who should protect your dignity instead chooses to humiliate you in front of others, that bond is broken. Public humiliation is more than just a moment of disrespect. It is a deep betrayal, an attack on your self-worth that no apology can easily undo. Picture this. You're at a gathering, laughing, feeling at ease. Then, out of nowhere, your partner makes a cruel joke at your expense. The room falls silent, eyes shift toward you. In that moment you feel exposed, small, powerless. A loving partner shields you, lifts you up in the presence of others. When they instead choose to tear you down, it's not love, it's control. It's not a mistake, it's a lack of regard for your dignity. This kind of betrayal is like a slow-acting poison. It creeps in unnoticed at first, but over time, it corrodes your confidence and sense of self. You begin to wonder, if the person who claims to love me doesn't respect me, am I even worthy of respect? This doubt takes root, weakening your spirit. But the truth is, humiliation says nothing about your worth. It only reveals the character of the one who inflicted it. Marcus Aurelius once said, "A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions." A person who demeans their partner in public is revealing their own insecurity, not yours. True strength is found in those who honor and uplift their loved ones, not in those who belittle them for amusement or control. This act of humiliation doesn't just harm you, it damages the way others see your relationship. Friends and family start to question the respect your partner has for you, and this discomfort ripples outward, affecting the bonds you share with those around you. A relationship built on love should make you feel safe, not scrutinized. Stoicism teaches that our dignity is not defined by how others treat us, but by how we choose to respond. Forgiving public humiliation without consequence only invites more of the same. Walking away is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. Real love doesn't diminish you. It elevates you. It doesn't embarrass you. It protects you. If someone repeatedly drags you into the depths of shame, they do not love you as they should. You deserve a love that lets you shine, not one that dims your light. 4. Repeated infidelity. Trust is the invisible thread that binds two hearts, the foundation upon which love stands. When that trust is broken by betrayal, the damage is immense. But when infidelity happens again and again, it is no longer just a mistake. It is a choice. A choice that reveals a deep disregard for your worth, your commitment, and the sacred bond you believed in. Imagine a wedding ring, an unbroken circle symbolizing loyalty and devotion. Now picture that ring with a deep crack, its perfect form ruined. That is what repeated infidelity does to a relationship. Each betrayal is another break, another fracture in the foundation of love, until eventually nothing remains but pain and disillusionment. Infidelity is not just about the physical act. It is about the lies, the secrecy, the betrayal of intimacy. It is the realization that the person you trusted the most has knowingly disregarded the commitment they made to you. A single act of betrayal can sometimes be repaired, like a delicate glass vase carefully glued back together. But drop that vase again and again, and soon the pieces become too shattered to fix. Consider David, who forgave his partner after discovering an affair. He wanted to believe it was a lapse in judgment, a mistake never to be repeated. But then it happened again, and again. Each time the apologies felt emptier, the promises less convincing. What hurt the most wasn't just the betrayal. It was the realization that his forgiveness had been taken for granted, treated as a license for further deception. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, only our response to them. As Epictetus said, if someone is unfaithful, they have wronged themselves first. Their actions reflect their character, not your worth. Repeated infidelity is not about a moment of weakness. It is a pattern, a disregard for the love and trust you have given. Forgiveness is a gift, but it is not an obligation. When it is met with continued betrayal, it is no longer noble. It is self-destruction. Walking away from someone who repeatedly breaks your trust is not an act of weakness. It is an act of strength. It is a declaration that you refuse to settle for a love built on deception. You deserve loyalty. You deserve honesty. You deserve a love that mirrors the faithfulness you give. If someone continues to betray you, they are showing you who they truly are. Believe them and choose yourself. 5. Gaslighting. A relationship should be a place of truth, mutual respect, and understanding, a foundation where two people can grow together in clarity and trust. But when gaslighting takes hold, that foundation begins to crack. This is not a misunderstanding or a lapse in communication. It is a deliberate act of manipulation designed to make you question your reality and ultimately yourself. Imagine holding a lantern to light your path, its steady glow guiding you forward. Now, picture someone slowly dimming that light, all while insisting that nothing has changed, that the darkness you feel is only in your mind. Over time, you begin to doubt your own eyes, your own memories, your own truth. This is the insidious nature of gaslighting. It does not just distort your perception, it erodes your very sense of self. A manipulative partner will twist your words, deny events you clearly recall, and plant seeds of doubt in your mind. At first, these small distortions seem insignificant, but over time they accumulate, creating a fog that clouds your confidence. It's like staring into a warped mirror. You no longer recognize yourself. Consider Rachel, who often found herself questioning her own memory. She would bring up a hurtful comment her partner had made, only to be met with, "I never said that. You're imagining things." If she expressed sadness, she was told she was too sensitive. If she pointed out inconsistencies, she was accused of overreacting. Slowly, she began to wonder, am I the problem? That is the true danger of gaslighting. It makes you doubt your own instincts, leaving you dependent on someone else's version of reality. Gaslighting is not just psychological manipulation, it is a form of control. It isolates you, making you hesitant to speak up, afraid to trust your own mind. You begin to silence yourself, even when you know the truth. But the most important truth is this: your inner light has never gone out. It has only been obscured by someone else's deception. Stoicism teaches us the importance of clarity, reason, and self-trust. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." But when someone distorts reality to serve their own interests, that is not truth. It is manipulation, and recognizing it is the first step toward reclaiming your strength. Real love does not make you doubt yourself. It reinforces your sense of self. Walking away from a gaslighting partner is not weakness. It is courage. It is a declaration that your truth matters, that your voice deserves to be heard, and that no one has the right to control your reality. You deserve a relationship where your light is not dimmed, but celebrated. Stand firm in your truth. Trust your clarity, and never let anyone take that away from you. Your reality is yours, and your strength is yours to reclaim. 6. Controlling behavior. Love is meant to be a partnership, not a prison. It is a bond that nurtures freedom, individuality, and mutual respect. But when control seeps into a relationship, these essential pillars begin to crumble. Instead of fostering trust, it imposes limitations. Instead of offering support, it asserts dominance. Control is not love. It is a red flag that must not be ignored. Imagine standing before a vast forest, free to explore, with every step guided by your own choices. Now, picture someone blocking your path, insisting you take only the route they choose. At first, it may seem like care, like protection, but over time it becomes clear you are no longer in control of your own journey. This is the essence of controlling behavior, a force that robs you of your autonomy, leaving you dependent and unsure of yourself. Control does not always come in the form of demands or ultimatums. Sometimes it wears the mask of concern. I just want what's best for you. Trust me, this is for your own good. But the reality is far more restrictive. A controlling partner may decide who you can talk to, what you can do, or how you should think. They may question your choices, isolate you from friends and family, and slowly chip away at your sense of self. Think of a candle burning brightly in the dark. Its flame represents your spirit, your independence. But if someone keeps extinguishing it again and again, you may hesitate to light it at all. Controlling behavior works the same way, draining your confidence, making you doubt your own decisions, and leaving you afraid to stand on your own. Instead of feeling supported, you feel monitored and confined. A healthy relationship should empower you, not diminish you. It should encourage your growth, respect your passions, and celebrate your individuality. Control, on the other hand, is a cage. It may appear structured and secure, but in reality, it stifles your potential. A young tree needs open sky, sunlight, and space for its roots to grow, not a small pot that restricts it from ever reaching its full strength. Stoic philosophy reminds us that our freedom is one of the most valuable things we possess, and to surrender it is to betray ourselves. As Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Love should never make you feel trapped. It should not dictate your thoughts, your relationships, or your path in life. If someone truly loves you, they will walk beside you, not stand in your way. If you find yourself in a relationship where your choices are no longer your own, take a step back and ask, is this love or is this control? The answer may be painful, but it will be the key to reclaiming your freedom. Leaving a controlling relationship is not a failure, it is a victory. It is a declaration that your voice, your choices, and your life belong to you. You deserve a love that trusts, not controls. A love that frees, not confines. Choose freedom. Choose yourself. Never settle for anything less than what you truly deserve. 7. Lack of accountability. Growth in any relationship begins with a simple truth. We all make mistakes. What defines a strong relationship is not perfection, but the willingness to acknowledge errors, take responsibility, and grow from them. But when a partner refuses to be accountable, they are not just avoiding blame, they are refusing to evolve. Without accountability, a relationship becomes stagnant, weighed down by unspoken resentments and unresolved issues. Imagine a beautiful home with a leaky roof. After a storm, instead of repairing the damage, the homeowner shrugs and says, "It's not my fault, it's just the weather." Over time, the water seeps in, weakening the walls and rotting the foundation. Eventually, the house collapses, not because of the storm, but because of neglect. Relationships work the same way. When a partner refuses to take responsibility, small cracks begin to form. Cracks in trust, in respect, in emotional security. Left unchecked, they will grow until the entire bond crumbles. Picture a simple disagreement. Instead of hearing, "I'm sorry, that was my fault," you're met with, "That's not my problem, you're just overreacting." These words do more than dismiss your feelings. They deny the impact of actions, invalidating your experience. Each time this happens, trust erodes a little more. Respect dwindles. The relationship that once felt safe and supportive begins to feel uncertain, unstable, unworthy of your emotional investment. Accountability is more than admitting mistakes. It is an act of respect. It says, "This relationship matters to me, and I am willing to take responsibility to make things right." A partner who refuses to do this isn't just denying their missteps. They are denying the value of the relationship itself. They create a cycle of blame and defensiveness where growth is stifled, resentment festers, and connection fades. Imagine a mirror with deep cracks distorting the reflection. Each refusal to take responsibility is another blow to the glass, making it harder to see the relationship clearly. Without accountability, misunderstandings multiply, the foundation weakens, and the love that once thrived begins to wither. Taking responsibility requires humility, the ability to set aside ego, self-reflect, and ask, how can I do better? Without this, growth is impossible. A partner who avoids accountability remains trapped in their own patterns, repeating the same behaviors and dragging the relationship down with them. It's like a roadblock on a winding path. The journey ahead holds promise, but without removing the obstacle, you will never move forward. Walking away from someone who refuses to take responsibility is not a failure. It is an act of self-respect. It is a statement that you deserve a partner who values growth, who sees mistakes as opportunities to learn rather than as excuses to avoid change. Growth comes from owning mistakes, taking responsibility for actions, and striving to do better. A partner who refuses to be accountable isn't just harming the present, they are sabotaging the future. Choose a relationship built on honesty, self-awareness, and respect. Choose a partner who values love enough to admit when they are wrong. Because real love isn't about endurance, it's about mutual care. It should lift you up, empower you, and help you grow. If a relationship makes you feel small, unworthy, or invisible, it is not love. It's merely a shadow of what love should be. A partner who crosses your boundaries, disregards your dignity, or dismisses your happiness is showing you exactly how much they value the relationship. Believe them. You deserve a love that honors your worth, not one that asks you to shrink. Choose yourself, always. Now, picture yourself walking away, shedding the weight of the past, each step lighter than the last. The chains of pain, doubt, and disappointment fall away, and suddenly you stand in the warmth of the sun, free. This isn't giving up, it's rising above. It's choosing yourself. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means learning. It means understanding that your worth is not defined by someone else's choices, but by your strength to stand up for what you deserve. Every step forward is an act of self-respect, a declaration that you refuse to settle for anything less than the love, trust, and dignity you are worthy of. Love is not meant to break you, it is meant to build you. A healthy relationship doesn't ask you to shrink, it encourages you to grow. It doesn't make you question your value, it reminds you of it. And if someone cannot honor your worth, then walking away is not a loss. It is a victory for your soul. Imagine yourself standing tall, embracing a life filled with confidence, purpose, and self-love. This is the life you create when you choose yourself over relationships that diminish you. You deserve a love that uplifts, a respect that never wavers, and a connection that nourishes your soul.